What's up? My name is Jay Hero, um, and I am an illustrator, now a writer, a brand identity designer, brand strategist, um, and I guess a number of other things as well. But those are my main things. This is why I'm here today. I wanted to sort of document my journey as I can become closer to my goal of achieving or finishing a big project that I'm working on right now. So the project is I'm working on my first graphic novel, and I have been working on that for about almost 2 years now. Um, just about 2 years or so. I just realized, and the graphic novel is called Star Wielder. It is a story about turning fear into power, and it explores that through a question, um, through the eyes and the life of a young black girl, 14-year-old black girl named Kiara Kelly, who is pyrophobic, but also has the ability to wield flames. And so part of her journey in the story is learning how to embrace and accept her fears as a part of herself so that she can become her truest and highest self. So that's the hook, the spiel of it all. But there's so much more to this story that I'm trying to tell, trying to show. Like, for example, since the theme of the story is turning fear into power, I want to do that through, not just through the characters, the Kiara, but also through her friends, her family, as we explore some of their journey, how they turn their fears into power. But we also explore that concept through the antagonist, what it means to turn fear into power, but in an inverted kind of way, so that we see how that concept can be perverted or explored in a corrupted kind of way. I also explore the theme of turning fear into power through Detroit, because the story takes place in Detroit. I thought that was very important because I love Detroit. Detroit is an amazing city full of amazing, resilient, strong, wonderful people. I grew up in Detroit until I was around 11 years old. Then I moved with my family to another city. But I would never forget my time here. Like, I have dreams about it all the time when I used to grow up on the west side of Detroit over on Huntington. But yeah, so this story is in part also about telling the story of Detroit and its resilience, of how the city itself has turned its fear into power, whether it be through the 1963 a race riot, or the 1967 uprising, or even the deaths of I'm going to make sure I'm getting their names correct because I have this all on my wall here. The deaths of Cynthia Scott, the deaths of Tanya Bland, the murders of Cynthia Scott, the murders of Tanya Bland, who were victims of police brutality. So in some ways, I want to incorporate all these things, elements of how into the story, but through the lens of turning fear into power. And so, yeah, that's been the journey. That's what it is. And so, the journey has been very hard. Like, I'm struggling, y'all. I finished the script. Maybe I should have been vlogging before, but I'm here now. So I am very thankful for where I am now in the process. It's been very hard. It's been very difficult. I have over 120 something pages. I'm like 5 pages in the drawing stage. Kind of. So I keep going back and forth between a couple pages because they're not right. Oh, God. It's fine. It's fine. But, yeah, so I guess as I'm learning, what I'm learning is that this story, and I guess I want to provide a little bit more context as to what's going on in the world right now, because I don't know when I'm going to watch this again or when anyone is going to watch this, but it's hard. People are struggling to find hope, to find their strength, their power, because they feel powerless, and I understand, because what's happening right now, Trump just got elected as president again. um, and has since been implementing a bunch of chaos and shock doctrine to incite fear in the public, and it's definitely working. it's working. But even with that knowledge, having that awareness of things, it's still hard to get through all of this because it's so much to hold. You know, people are wondering, what do we do? What do we do? I don't know what to do. I feel powerless. I don't know what to change, although I want to change things. And yet, I sit here with this sort of thought of like, how this story can maybe provide at least a bit of insight to people as to how they could find their power again through their fear, not in spite of it. So I do hope that through Star Wielder, and it's coming up in 7 minutes. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Through Star Wielder and through Kiara's journey and all the people that she loves around her, that they witness and see their ability to not only face and accept their fears, but to be empowered by them. Because fear is a part of who we are. All of our emotions are a part of who we are. And I don't think although they have certain ways of talking to us or communicating with us that can be sometimes very traumatic and hard to listen to, because maybe those parts have been wounded. And it's just a part of the work that I'm also doing in the story, as I'm inspired by internal family systems, which is the belief, or not the belief, it's sort of the approach of seeing sort of your emotions as different parts of yourself, different experiences, lived experiences. So all these parts of me, all the emotions that I have, they are here to protect me. But maybe they are conveying that in a certain way, in a very harmful way. I'm like, so I guess sometimes you got to tell your emotions to calm down. Everything's okay. Like, sometimes you got to be stern. Sometimes you got to be a little bit softer. But at the end of the day, I don't think it helps to have an antagonistic relationship with your emotions, because they're a part of you. And if you're at war with any part of yourself, like, how are you at peace at all? So I hope that when this journey is over, Star Wielder, that people can see the vision, the belief that they too can become, or can be their best self. Not tomorrow, not a year from now, but today, right now, if you choose to be. You don't have to wait until you reach that goal. You don't have to wait until you finish that book. And here I am talking to myself right now. Wow, I'm preaching to myself. to feel like you are doing an amazing job, because it's been hard for me, like struggling with perfectionism and all of that. It's been hard, but not impossible. I can do this. I'm gonna channel my inner Kiara Kelly, and I'm gonna get this book done, because the world can seem to be a dark place. Well, because it is a dark place right now, in a lot of ways. I think we need more stories to give people hope and lessons on how to navigate this darkness. And so I hope I can be a part of that legacy, part of that movement. But perhaps my biggest hope with this journey and with this book is that I hope that people, by the end of this story, are able to, or this journey really, are able to see how they too can find their own power to get through these difficult times, to be an enduring light throughout the darkness, to be a star wielder, to be able to hold both light and shadow and everything else in between, to become something greater, to become something amazing. And you don't have to wait to do that. Like I said, you can do that now. Claim your power today. Face your fear today, because the world needs you and your strength. The world needs you. And I'm learning that also. The world needs Kiara Kelly. Wish me luck.